Good morning, good Friday morning to every single one of you. Every Sun Devil, I know we are hype right now because your Sun Devils escaped the San Marcos Bobcats team. This Texas State team was primed to make an upset. We were trailing 21-7 in the second quarter. I am amazed to see how we fought through adversity as a team. The player evaluation is nuts right now because I think we finally have a sample size on not only the identity of the general offense and defense, but what kind of dogs we have on this team. Let's just say, I'll be pretty brief with it. This segment is about the wide receiver one. Jordyn Tyson stepped up in a huge way last night with a wonderful fake post route on the play action, giving him about 52 yards. It was almost a 45-yard in the air throw. He caught it and got the yak, got the yards after contact, broke the tackle, and made a guy miss and dove for the 6 yards to get that end zone touchdown. That was huge for momentum because at that point we were trailing. And another key play from my guy Jordyn Tyson, he drew a defensive pass interference on a free play. That was an amazing read by Sam Leavitt. He knew that there was going to be an illegal formation, so he basically he snapped it when they were trying to sub out their last guy, and they got called for illegal substitution, legal formation, and he took full advantage of it, took the free play, threw it to Tyson, and then we had the defensive pass interference get called. That was huge because at that point we were down 28-21, and that helped us get to the 30-yard line, and then from that point on, oh my God, Scatterboo just He knocked it in when we needed him to. Their game plan was obvious. I knew they were going to shut down Scatterboo. I knew he wasn't going to ball out like he did in the previous 2 weeks, but he came through when it mattered. That last 3rd and 8 HB counter, oh my God, Cam, bro, that was amazing, dog. That was amazing. That was a Sunday play right there, my guy. That was NFL tier. All right, back to the segment. WR1, Jordyn Tyson, 6 catches for 120 yards, put up a tuddy. This guy has stepped up in a huge way. It was almost A.J. Brown-esque. I felt like I was watching like a 2019 Titans game. Like, it was ridiculous because it was just this guy was balling out. Shimon Mater balled out. I love the aggressiveness on just throwing outside the numbers. If you didn't see your read, Sam Leavitt, he threw it and checked it down to Shimon. I really love to see Melquan Stovall get back up after an injury and still continue to produce. It's okay, bro. You just have to fix your hand placement on those catches. He had his hands pointed down when he could have had his hands pointed up with his palms pointed up, and he would have caught that 3rd down pass because that was a great read, a great throw from Sam. It was just situational stuff. He's going to grow through that. I'm not worried about Melquan Stovall. Jake Smith stepped up in a huge way. Love how you come in and you make the most out of your plays. But wide receiver one, Jordyn Tyson, literally carried right now because, oh my God, man, drawing that DPI and getting that huge touchdown catch, that was huge stuff. And he was also there for 3rd down conversions as well. It was phenomenal to see Sam Leavitt, just his decision-making, throwing down the field, in the middle of the field. It was wonderful. When I thought he was just throwing the drag, he was extending it even more and throwing in a 15-yard post route or a 10 or 15-yard drag. It's a 15-yard dig because when you go up 15 yards and then you're turning right 90-degree angles, that's a dig route. And he hit those dig routes in the middle of the field, moved those chains. The 3rd down conversions with this guy was amazing. And I absolutely loved how he extended the play. That touchdown before, with 10 seconds left in the second half, he had Shimon Mater wide open. Like, he could have easily threw that. It was a great play call, but he stuck to his guts, and he went all the way to the pylon to get a QB sneak in. That was an amazing QB run. I was very impressed. But Jordyn Tyson, my guy, this is going to be the it factor for us. If we can get Jordyn Tyson to ball out, obviously I can't wait to see how other guys step up during the season, because it's going to have to happen. We're going to have to rotate with Troy O'Meara. I saw Malik McClain get some PT. Wonderful stuff from the guys, but man, it's not even on Jordyn Tyson's route running. I want you guys to look at it where it's all about the blocking. This guy has been phenomenal in run blocking all season, and it showed last night. He was, oh my God, he was paving the way for Mr. Scatterboo to get that HB counter. He was so effective on his blocks. But in our AMA segment, of course, we'll document the energy and how you guys are feeling about your Sun Devils. We have a great question from Devin, and he asks, and it's a pretty justified question: is ASU legit? I love this because just off of, starting 3-0, first time starting 3-0 since 2019. Man, there's so much context to really answer this question, but off the jump, you know how I feel. ASU is 100% legit. We're going into conference games now, conference play, 3-0 with all the momentum in the world. These guys are bought into the culture. I have never really expected this much of a buy-in, but it's visible on film and it's visible in game. Yesterday was exactly the atmosphere we needed our team to be in order to see what we really are capable of. What is the identity of these Sun Devils? How can we prove we are not one-dimensional? Anyone who tunes in to the ASU Texas State game in the fourth quarter yesterday, puts on ESPN just to get their college football fix, is going to think, oh yeah, Jordan McLeod lost that game for them. The Texas State probably didn't, they probably shot themselves in the foot. They should have beat ASU. No. ASU put themselves in the position to win that game. Kenny Dillingham, Marcus Arroyo, and Coach Brian Ward all coached and outcoached DJ Kinney. GJ Kinney on the Texas State head coach, he's going to be a Power 4 head coach eventually. He's legit. His offensive schemes were remarkable. Anytime he saw man coverage, he called the right place to have man beaters. So you would see a wide receiver who was literally lined up on the line of scrimmage and a wide receiver behind him. And that wide receiver in front of the wide receiver behind him would run kind of like a decoy route, and then the guy under him would run an inside slant or run an inside drag. And these were man beaters because the guy up front, the wide receiver in front of the guy in the back, would distract the cornerback or the guy guarding him, and the guy under him would easily get open. Jordan McLeod was feasting off these man beaters all game. It wasn't because the receivers were making that extra play. They were schemed to be in positions to convert third downs. Obviously, there were some highlight plays with Texas State that was, honestly, it was insane. It was the classic college football hurdle. Like, that was remarkable. I love that. That receiver on Texas State, he's legit. He's legit. I don't know if he's got more eligibility to go, but he definitely looks like a Power 4 receiver. Even their running backs, it was really good. Of course, that Shamari Simmons strip fumble was a game changer. I already had a feeling if we pinned them back in their own 10 that we were going to be able to stop them for a punt, but by no means did I expect Shamari Simmons to come up in that great of fashion, because he was even dealing with an injury. He came back in the game and balled out. He was limping a little bit. It was probably a stinger, but still, Shamari Simmons, in my opinion, was the player of the game. He literally was visibly the captain. Like, you saw him. His talent was amplified. His mindset was right on tape. You could see this guy's a football player. And, man, don't even get me started, because I love our safeties right now. He was in too high coverage and completely ditched his left cover 2 zone and went all the way to the other side, read the quarterback, and made one of the craziest game-saving interceptions. That was remarkable stuff. But come on, man. Like, this team is legit. We got to beat Tech next Saturday, and then we'll be ranked top 25. But I knew it. This team was going to be bowl eligible. I knew it. Year 2 of Kenny Dillingham. Called it. I knew it. The first podcast, obviously, I was a little hesitant to say we would be better than we could be projected to be. Obviously, the guys at the 480 experience, we were trying to be a little pragmatic. But nah, man. I knew this team was bowl eligible. It's just remarkable playing from these guys, and the coaching is phenomenal. I am so impressed to see how they execute game in and game out. They did not minimize Texas State as an opponent. They fought through adversity. Even when Keith Abney got beat on the go route and Jordan McLeod threw the wide open, blown, busted coverage go route for 50 yards. That was a great play by him. Keith Abney came up clutch in that 4th and 8 conversion, or lack of conversion, because he had the greatest PBU to seal the game on a very smart mesh concept by G.J. Kinney. That guy's a good coach, man. I'm excited. That team looks bought in. Reason why we won is because you saw why Texas State was a mid-major team. They don't have the durability like a Power 4 conference team. They had a lot of guys just get injured throughout the game. It was more of the, the survival of the fittest. It's like once you're forced to tackle scatterboot, play in and play out, the DBs are going to have some stingers. And you saw it. Their D linemen, their linebackers, their DBs, they had some hard injuries in the middle of the game. Even we did too. Melquan Stovall got back up. Shamari Simmons was limping on the field, still balling out. And our key offensive guard, senior Cade Briggs, went down, and Kyle Scott stepped up. I'm so impressed to see Kyle Scott. He looked good. He basically handled his job, his obligations, and that's exactly what you need from a backup offensive guard like that. Obviously, Sean Nea would have been the backup, but Kyle Scott, plug and play, next man up. Exactly what we needed. And I saw Coach Saga, the offensive line coach, really coaching up Josh Atkins. Phenomenal stuff. Josh Atkins got called a little bit. He got beat a few times, and he got called for a costly penalty. But he bounced back. He's a good left tackle. I'm not worried about him. I really am not. Maxi Incor got beat on an inside release. It's all good. Coach Saga is going to coach these guys up. Leaf Altano even got called a little bit. It's all good. Because this team is unified. This team plays for each other. Man, ESPN, back-to-back weeks, and just phenomenal stuff. We really have the Valley bought in. We have our team bought into the activating the Valley. Guys, Force need to be up, man. October 5th, when we play Kansas, Force need to be up. I know Kansas just dropped out of the top 25, but this team is primed for a position in the top 25. We're going to be ranked soon. We just need to get through Tech. So let's shut down Taj Brooks. Let's win in Lubbock, and let's get going. Your ASU Sun Devils are 3-0 for the first time since 2019. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a wonderful segment. Wide receiver 1, Jordyn Tyson. Let's see you ball out, my man.